Hello again. I would like to start with a poem that I wrote. It's called, well, let me see my presentation. It's called The Rebirth of Venus. I did not come to Earth to belong. I came down to embody the love of life, freedom, being the yellow butterfly that spreads its wings and gives its life. For that one day that it's alive, I reject and renounce all the forces that are holding me back, pushing me down, unable to accept my expansion, my free cosmic dance. I don't belong to matter. I belong to the great spirit that's free and ever expanding, endless and vast, like the universe itself, like the energy of the ocean that creates the waves of life, like water that has no shape, no form, pure vitality that vibrates in each of its molecules that never stop their dance, their movement, their evanescence, their flight towards the light, towards infinity, towards the unknown that calls to them from the depth of their energetic structure to fulfill their only mission, their only way of being free, being the life-giving force of creation. The pain that I feel, the limitations that I experience, the boxes and ropes around me can't stop my flow. They hurt momentarily, alter my flow, stop my dance, reduce my life-giving curative vibration of movement. But they can never change my essence, my truth, my inability to be controlled. The wild calls on me from within, from the depth of my being, from the beginning of times of creation that set the magic of flow and the circular dance of the universe in motion, to never end until the last breath. So let it be. Let us destroy the very forces that hold us back, seize our ephemeral nature, dampen our fire, and shame our existence as selfish and wild. The time has come of the return to the wilderness, of the endless flow of pleasure, of the elixir of life, of the creative force that moves the fabric of life itself. Set me free for life to be. I wrote this poem, or rather it came through me, on the night before my birthday during the pandemic. At the time we were living in Brazil, between São Paulo and Rio, in a beautiful magical place called Itamambuca. And for some reason, I ended up experiencing excruciating pain right the night before my birthday. I couldn't move, I couldn't sleep, I was in a lot of pain. And while chronic conditions are no news for me, I've struggled with chronic conditions and symptoms since my early 20s. That pain felt different. It felt like it was something stuck in my body that wanted to be released. So at 3 a.m, I was crying in disbelief that this is how I was going to spend the day of my rebirth, my birthday. And so I decided to step outside. What I found outside was the most mesmerizing starry night, one you can't find in cities. And I looked up and I just locked eyes with her, the planet Venus. I have no idea how I knew it was her. All I know that a portal opened between us, and I stood there for what seemed like eternity, and yet it was only a moment. And something started moving through me, so I picked a pen and I started writing. And with each line, the pain, stopped dissipating. And when I finished the last line, the pain was completely gone. That night, I received one of the most powerful messages of my life. Actually, it wasn't knowledge, it was lived wisdom. I experienced what it feels like to be alive, to be healthy, with each and one of my cells. If you think about it, everything in nature flows. Nature never does anything through force. Water moves through the oceans, becomes rain, comes back down. The blood circulates through our body. The energy within each and one of our cells, nothing ever is controlled. Nothing is ever being forced. And yet in our culture, and especially in the professional world, we require our professionals, ourselves, to be constantly doing things through force. We forget our bodies at home. We leave our emotions behind the closed doors. And we think that without pain, there's no gain. And that the only way to accomplish something is by pushing through. How many of you have had coffee when you actually want to take a nap? Or how many of you have pushed through some kind of a project only to find yourself sick after finishing it? I was no stranger to being an overachiever, perfectionist. I was born in the Soviet time, so discipline was what we learned. Long hours at school, practicing piano until late night, becoming the valedictorian, cum laude, master's degree in the US at one of the top universities, all pushing through, and then finding myself at a perfect career at a multilateral institution, ironically studying health, international health policy. But the funny thing is, while everything on the outside looked like success, inside, my body started breaking down because I was living in a constant state of control, of dis-ease. I don't know if you've ever stopped to think about what that word actually means. It's the lack of ease. And I went on a long journey, first going to doctors, discovering symptoms, pills, diagnosis. None of it made sense. I knew that I had to discover what my body was telling me myself. So first I went after nutrition. I became a holistic nutritionist, personal trainer. I studied psychology. I studied all these alternative practices. And eventually I created my own methodology. And while I can tell you that I uncovered a lot of knowledge, like Edel was saying, and I have helped a lot of people with my knowledge. I've helped myself to heal a lot of the symptoms. But the key message was received on that night with Venus. And also in that beautiful experience I had in the wave in Bahia that you will read about if you decide to purchase the Professionals of the New Era book. In those experiences, it wasn't about knowledge. It was about a visceral experience, a wisdom of being free within. We think of freedom as something that we pursue externally, of something that you do. And for me, freedom that day became that internal state of alignment. Freedom became that flow that you experience when your mind, body, and purpose and spirit are completely aligned, not just for yourself and within yourself, but with the universe, between each and every one of us. And what I truly believe is that the era of the new professional is actually
not about perfection. It's not about control. The future of the new professional is embodied. It's musical. It's grounded. It's not about repressing our emotions. It's bringing them and using them as fertile ground for our creations. It's honoring our bodies instead of ignoring them and building upon the foundation of health rather than burnout and everything that we're seeing in our society. And so before we leave here, I would love for you to experience that because it's something really simple. Even though we have so much knowledge about health, wellness, alignment, but it's actually something that is felt right here within our bodies. So I'd like you to tighten your jaw right now, make an ugly face, pull your shoulders up, stop breathing. What does it feel like?
Disease.
This is what we call normal, right? This is what we experience at work. We're constantly in these weird poses for 8 hours without moving, stressed, and we think it's totally normal. Now I'd like you to take a deep breath. Exhale. I want you guys to really exhale with me with like a humming sound so you can experience the vibration of that freedom inside of you. Go ahead. Feel that vibration within, how your body becomes a musical instrument. If you can attune your body to this freedom, to this frequency of being, allowing this flow to go through you, not only can we heal disease, not only can we get rid of burnout, but we can co-create with the universe because we become a vessel. We become a musical instrument. So I want to finish with one more thing, which is let's all hold that vibrational sound that I asked you to do so we can really experience it one more time. Take a deep breath in. Thank you. Thank you.